So those of you that are just joining me, welcome. Just tuning in. Let's forget that it's a rainy day and that we are in quarantine. Let's imagine that we are all in a space together. Just remembering that sensation of having the community around us. And just dive into that. Set up on your knees with your big toes together. Let your knees separate as wide as your mat. With your hands on your thighs, relax your shoulders. All right, take a big breath in. Let's fill the belly right up. And then exhale, slowly come forward, walking your hands ahead of you. And then just coming into your wide knee child's pose. Just land your forehead down on the mat. Letting this familiar shape just settle into the body. Making whatever adjustments you need. Maybe if you're like me, your hips, they don't feel like your hips anymore. They feel like someone else's hips, like a person who sits down all the time. So make whatever adjustment you need to find your hips settled in towards your heels, your belly relaxed, and your head comes right down. That hair. I need my hairdresser. And then just letting everything fall away. Just take a nice big breath in through the nose. Fill and expand the belly, the chest, the back, the ribs. Pause on that inhale. And then a slow exhale, just allowing your body to soften towards the mat. Empty out completely and pause on the empty. Breathe in and create as much expansion as you can in your whole body. Pause on the top of your breath. And then a slow exhale, just letting everything come out. Hold empty. Notice that space. Inhale through the nose. At the very top of your breath, take a little bit more air in and hold on to it. Hold on to that breath. And then let go of your breath. Feel your body relaxing. Let go of expectations. Know that every practice is different. Right? And let it evolve in your body. Let your breath guide you. Have a beautiful practice, everyone. Extend the arms long and forward, picking up the elbows away from the ground, and spreading all 10 fingers, including the thumb. Push the hands forward, direct your hips a little bit closer towards your heels, and then pulling your navel in. Can you press your hands down and feel like you're trying to lift the forearms up to the ceiling while you are pressing your triceps down towards the ground? So really just cradling the shoulder into the socket. Breathe into that sensation. Press your hands down. Inhale, rise up into table. Bring your knees in a little closer together. Fingers are still spread out. And that sensation of pressing down, right? Your little elbow creases might be turned forward. Right? Press down, take an inhale, drop your belly, slowly curl the tail out. As you look to the ceiling, feel the shoulders retract away from the ears, cow spine. And then exhale, plug the navel in. Start to curl your pubic bone forward. Roll slowly up into your greatest cat spine, really just releasing the shoulder blades nice and wide. And then we're going to take it right back to cow, nice and slow as you articulate that breath in, the lift through the chest, shoulders back. Even pause on that fullness. And then exhale, cat spine, slowly curl away from the ground. Let everything tune inward. One last one. Take a big breath in. And a breath out. Inhale, let's come right to neutral. Step the legs long behind you. Take a moment to stretch each leg out so you really feel the toes curled under, the heel pointed to the ceiling, the sole wide. And now step your left leg to join the right. Push the ground away, and then really strengthen up your legs. Use your legs so that you don't have to use your wrist as much. And then pushing the ground away, keep the tummy toned in. Lengthen from your crown to your heels and lift the back of your head a little closer to the ceiling. Take an inhale here. Exhale, downward facing dog. Spread your fingers, spread your toes. Even widen out the distance between your feet if you feel that you're a little bit tighter than you normally are. And let's take a deep bend through the right leg. Press the left heel down and continue to push your hands forward. Can you pick your left sitting bone up a little higher? And then switch sides. Take a moment to really curl your bottom up as you push your hands forward. And then switch sides. And then moving a little bit more freely between the two. Pedal out the feet. And then look towards your hands. Keep moving your feet. Let's start to walk our way nice and slow, kind of like a cat, to the very top of the mat. Feet are close together. Place your hands onto your shins or thighs. Inhale, press the crown forward. Pull the shoulders away from your ears. And now exhale, fold in two. It might feel better to bend the knees. I'll do it this time. Inhale, come up halfway. Still finding that extension from your crown to your seat. And then exhale, fold in two. Let yourself wrap your legs. One more time, breathe into a nice long spine, tummy toned. And then exhale, fold, release. Bend your knees. Press through the feet, inhale, circle all the way up to the ceiling. Hands come to prayer, exhale. Close your eyes. Let your arms rest down beside you in Tadasana. With your eyes closed, take a moment if you'd like to set an intention or a dedication for today's practice. Just check in while I'm still there. Hi, everybody. All right. Find joy through the movement. Let's open up the eyes. Press your feet down. Inhale, reach right up overhead. Exhale, dive over the legs. Inhale, come up halfway, tone through the tummy. Exhale, fold, release, head heavy. Inhale, draw your navel in, circle all the way up. Nice strong legs, long arms. Hands come to prayer. Exhale. Two more. Inhale, circle. Exhale, dive. Inhale, find leg. Exhale, simple fold, head heavy. One more time, inhale, reach right up overhead. Hands find prayer, exhale. Inhale, circle high. What happened? Exhale, dive forward. Inhale, long spine. Fold into exhale. Root through the feet, circle all the way up. Interlace your fingers, releasing just the index. I don't know if Instagram can see my fingers. Press your feet right down. Grow a little taller on your inhale. Side bend to the right. Hold the opening. Get a little bit longer on your inhale. Deepen that side bend on the exhale. Eyes to the ceiling. One more breath here. Rise to the top on the inhale. Soften the arms behind you just for a moment. Relax your shoulders. Push through the feet. Get nice and grounded. Inhale, pull right up. Side bend to the left. Breathe in, reach up a little taller. Exhale, deepen that pull to the left. One more breath. Nice big opening. Rise to center on your inhale. Release the arms long and forward. I'll turn sideways once again. Feet are separated just about mat width apart. Right? With your feet Separated mat width, arms really fully extended. Feel like you can kind of squeeze the skin and the muscles a little tighter to the bones of your upper arms. Breathe in, lift your chest. Deep into the heels, sit your hips to the back. Low seat, lift the chest, inhale. Soften the shoulders away from the ears as you exhale. Okay, the arms are like arrows. Maybe include those fingers. Feels more energetic to spread them out. You can try to spread them. Keep in tune with the breath. Tailbone growing towards the mat. I know some of you going real low. Can you bring your shoulders a little closer over your hips? Steady eyes. Press into the feet, slowly straighten up the legs. Legs are strong, lift up onto tiptoes. Your heels are nice and high. The intention is arms reaching forward. Tone the tummy in towards you. And now bend the knees forward, just release, setting up into powerful pose 2. Can you lift your heels a little higher? Okay, sometimes change of scenery makes us a little bit more wobbly. Hold here for one more breath. Okay, press your feet down. Let's start to straighten up the legs. Lift the arms slowly up overhead. Let's enjoy this nice long reach. One breath in. Exhale, the heels come down. Take your right arm, circle it underneath the left. Let's set up right side eagle. Bend both legs. Okay, press deep into your left foot so you can pick your right leg up. And then wrap your thighs together. If your elbows are kind of crunching into your chest, you might prefer to rest your hands. Do try to create space in the back body and the front body. And then can you build that breath as you did earlier? Maybe even having a little gentle pause on the top of your inhale. And a little bit of a pause once you exhale completely. Take one more breath here. And simply step your right foot beside the left. Inhale, really open up your arms nice and wide. Look to the ceiling. Switch sides. Left side eagle, bind your left arm under. Choose the variation that suits you. Bend your legs, press deep into the right foot. Pick your left leg high so that you can wrap your thighs together. And you know that you can have your toes kind of touching the mat to the outside. You can wing your foot, curl the toes. Right, and then once you settle into that space, try to bring the right shoulder down in line with the left. Lifting the sternum up a little bit higher. Pulling your nose away from your arms away from your nose. Beautiful. Let's take one more nice full inhale, experiencing that fullness and that smooth exhale. Holding that empty for a second. Press your right foot down, bring your left foot down. Inhale, circle up, extend to the ceiling. Look to your hands. Hands to prayer, exhale. If your feet aren't side by side, bring them together. I'm going to turn around so that I get to see you guys too, but you can stay as you are. And pressing your hands together, press your feet down, get really tall. Really try to extend and draw in. And then exhale, we're going to sit nice and low, setting up prayer twist. Starting with your right hand at your sacrum, just extend the left arm outside your right thigh. The palm can face out. Press into the heels, lift your chest, lift your belly away from your lap, and then open up the right shoulder, deepen the twist. You might stay right there. You might slide down a little lower, allowing the elbow to find the outer thigh. Hands pressed together. You can make even one fist into one hand, and then breathe in to extend, deepen. You can glance down to your feet and your knees. Make sure that your feet, knees, and hips are still respecting a forward motion as everything else opens up to the right. When you press a little bit deeper into the heels, see if you can lift your chest a little higher. One more breath, sitting low. And let's come right back through center. Slow climb all the way up on the inhale. Follow your hands. And then exhale, hands to prayer. Pause here for a full breath cycle. Inhale here, push your hands together, the elbows wide. And then exhale, let's sit nice and low. Press into the heels, left hand at sacrum, right arm slices outside the left leg. Breathe in, lift the chest, curl the left shoulder open. Think about your structure, the base, the feet, the hips, all aimed forward. Stay or sit the hips a little bit lower, get the elbow there, hands to prayer. Hollow the belly. Hollow the belly and see if you can stretch a little longer through the spine. And then deepen the twist. Hips are pulling back, but especially feel it into the right hip. Stay with me. One more breath. All right, slow as molasses. Come back to center. Inhale, let's climb all the way up like you're stretching right through a tube. Look to your hands. Strong through the legs. Make a big circle with your arms behind you. And then set your hands at the back of the hips. Firm your feet down. Firm your thighs and your glutes. Roll the shoulders down. And then press your heart right up to the ceiling. Notice if the shoulders have crept up, we want that part to kind of go down. And keep the integrity of the strength of your legs present. As your breath floods the chest, elbows might get a little closer together, toes might lift. One more breath here. Bring your chin in. Inhale, rise right back to center. And then just slip the arms beside the body. We're going to close the eyes and hold Tadasana for 3 breaths. And let the warmth of the first few poses invade your body. Maybe even be a little bit curious about how that warmth might be spreading through. Right, you know, in these modern times, nobody has a clock anymore. So I'm going to check from time to time to see if I can give you enough yin time too, right? All right, let's open up the eyes. Roll the shoulders down, lift your chest, press your feet into the mat. Inhale, circle your arms right up overhead. Dive over the legs. Inhale, come up halfway, lengthen, press your feet down, draw the navel in. And now do bend your knees, plant the hands. We're going to step the left foot way back. Let's set up in a runner's lunge. Hopefully you're familiar with it. If not, I'm going to guide you through. So make sure that your heel is directly over the toes. Press your right heel down, climb your hands on your right thigh. Your left leg couldn't get any longer. Your heel couldn't get any more forward. That's how wide open your left foot is. And as you press down, be sure to hollow the belly in. And then bring the arms to the back. Open your chest. Think about the right hip pulling to the back so the left hip has a chance to move forward and a little bit up. And then use your inhale. Every inhale, try to get a little bit more length, a little bit more reach. And as you exhale, find containment. Where did you get loose a little bit? In the hips, can you pull them back? Can you squeeze the muscles to the leg bone, to the arm bone? One more breath. All right, we're going to transition a little differently to kind of trim a little bit. Inhale, just reach the arms forward, your biceps by your ears. Hug the shoulders in. Take a breath in here and a breath out. Inhale, lift your arms right up overhead like Crescent Lunge. Transition to Warrior Two. Pivot your back foot. Your heels have maybe magically lined up. Push with your back foot. Bend into the right knee. As you pull the fingers in opposite direction, let your tailbone grow down towards the mat and your sternum lifting right up. Turn the palms of your hands sideways. Bent knee triangle, pull forward. Place your arm or your elbow down. Open up the left shoulder. Lift your left arm up. Look to the ceiling. More pulling upward than gravity. Let's take one more breath here. Rise right back to Warrior Two. Pause for an exhale. Flip your front palm up. Inhale, reach up and back. Exalted Warrior. Hold here for one breath in and out. Inhale together. Exhale, let's cartwheel the hands forward. Do frame your front foot, pick your back heel up. And now listen up. We're going to take our time here. To come to the top, just shift your hips to the back. Pick your right toes up. And then come forward. Bring the left leg forward. Inhale, come up halfway. Long spine. Simple fold, exhale. Inhale, halfway up. Bend the knees, plant the hands. Let's take the right leg way back. Let's set up into our Runner's Lunge just as slowly. So set your feet up. Bring your left hip back. Pick the right hip up a little higher. And then hands climb onto the left thigh. Push the thigh away. If the hips have shifted, bring them back in line. When you're ready, extend the arms to the back. Maybe you're there already, you beat me. And then breathing into length. Exhaling into engagement. Feel like your body is ready to burst forward. But the breath is so smooth, so fluid, like a breeze. I'm going to hold here for 2 more breaths. Push into the ball of your right big toe. Press your left heel so you can bring your hip down. All right, together we breathe in, arms forward, biceps by the ears. As you pull the fingers forward, can you get the shoulders to come back? Hold for 1 breath, in and out. Inhale, lift right up, Crescent Lunge. Simply transition, Warrior Two as you exhale. Pivot your back foot. Stack your knee over your left heel. Extend through the arms. Extend through the gaze. Settle here for 1 more breath. Palm sideways, bend knee triangle, pull forward, bring your left elbow or your forearm down, and then open up the right shoulder, reach the right arm right up. Push with the back foot. Slight engagement in your right glute so you can lengthen the front of your right leg a little bit more. And as you press down, can you extend the left side of the waist just as long as the right side? Like you want your left hip crease farther from your left armpit. Hold the line, 1 more breath. All right, let's come right back to Warrior Two. Settle on the exhale. Flip the front palm up, inhale, reach up and back. Hold the shoulder in, extend the arm, hold here for 1 breath. Inhale together. Exhale, cartwheel the hands. You frame your front foot. Right heel lifts. A little bit of shifting back. Do pick your left toes up. And the right leg gets a big bend. And now coming forward, take the right leg with you. Inhale, come up halfway. Fold into exhale. Setting up into Padangusthasana. Maybe opting into Padahastasana straight away. Just bend your knees, separate your feet. Peace fingers slip between your first and second toe. Wrap your fingers towards your thumb. Press your feet down, bend the knees, pull the crown of your head forward, and then take the shoulders back. Arms are already slightly engaged. Right, you got a good hook on your big toe. Now begin to pull. Press the toes down to the mat, bring your head down. Upper body is working. Careful not to let the shoulders melt down. Pull them away. Let's draw the belly in. Bring the crown a little bit more forward. Slide your belly towards your knees. And then fold into it. Maybe you lift your bottom up a little higher. Shake out any tension that might be present in your head, neck, or shoulders. Those of you in Padahastasana, you're stepping fully onto the palms of your hands. That's it. One more breath here. Let's let go of the big toes. Let go of your hands. Inhale, come up halfway. Really feel like you are pushing yourself away from the legs. And then exhale, fold into. Again, inhale, long from the crown of your head to your tailbone. Exhale, fold into. Inhale, long spine. Bend your knees, put your hands on your hips, and exhale, looking slightly forward. Inhale, let's come all the way up to standing. All right. Take the left leg to the back. Just gonna set up into our top link tree. So maybe you bend your right leg, maybe you don't. Lean forward into the right foot and then lift the left leg up. Once you've extended from the hip to the toes, do flex your left foot. So you're pushing through the heels and the toes have tipped to the ground. Arms open up behind you. Breathe in, feel your collarbones spread out a little wider. And then search for more length in the leg and the arms. And then start to pick your left leg up. We're respecting where you need to be today. Maybe the leg doesn't go as high, but you feel a little bit more reach. Strong through the right foot, strong through the right leg. Lift your left leg a little higher. And then slowly bring the arms, the left knee forward. Take a big breath in as you climb all the way back. Pause. Exhale, place your left foot down, arms beside the body. Hands to hips, take the right leg to the back. Lean into your left foot so you can lift the right leg up. Extend, point your toes at first. Lower the right hip and then flex your foot. Everything's set in place. Arms are next. Palms are down. Breathe in, feel the chest broaden. Breathe out, feel the body lengthen. Maybe you stay, play with lifting. Maybe you have nobody around you, so it's okay if you're all wobbly. Can you flex into your left upper thigh? Use it for stability. Let's take one more breath here. Slow with control. Maybe you bend your left leg. Inhale, carry the right leg, carry the arms forward. Lift everything up. Take a breath in. Breath out, lower the foot, lower the arms, relax your shoulders. Pause here. We got a little more time. Circle right up on your inhale. Right, the right arm stays right by the ear. Send the left arm out wide. Bend your left leg behind you. Reach back and grab your foot. Right, dancer's pose. Let the knees come together. Both feet press down towards the earth. Inhale the right arm high, bicep by the ear. Keep pressing down. Stay. Or send your left big toe farther away from you. Check in on the breath. Right? Don't worry what the pose looks like. Worry what the pose, or not worry, but focus on what the pose feels like. Right? Notice that maybe if you press your left foot down and work the front of the left hip up, it's a totally different posture. Last 2 breaths. Feel free to really open up if that's your thing. It is Friday after all. I think. All right, inhale, let's come right back to center with control. Release your foot, and then circle the arms now so that the left one is high, right palm to the side. We're going right to the other side. Grab the right foot, line your knees up, press your feet down. Reach a little higher on the inhale, and then express your dancer's pose. Search for length. Search for where you feel open. Check in on the breath. And can you control it? 2 more breaths. If you feel like spreading out a little wider, why not? 1 more. Breathe in, bring yourself right back to center. Release the foot, let both arms come down. Relax your shoulders. Bring your hands to your hips. Left knee turns out wide. Tree pose. Left foot either onto your calf, Hyanika, or up into the inner thigh. Hands come to prayer. Tilt your chin in. Stay right there. Feel free to express your arms out or down, even behind you. Do it with you. Close your eyes for 2 breaths. Here we go. 1 more. Okay. Bring your hands to prayer. The knee turn forward. Place your foot onto the mat. Let's repeat that on the other side. Open up the right knee. Place your foot either on your calf or up into the inner thigh. Just don't press onto your knee joint. Pray your hands. Feel like you're pushing your foot and leg together just as you are your hands. Stay or free to express. Last 2 breaths, eyes closed. I'm doing it. Can you see? I hope you don't see me wobbly. All right. Hands come back to prayer. And then turn your knee forward. Place your foot onto the mat. And then simply allow your body to be right here in Tadasana. Shoulders down, your eyes open or closed. Breath in, let's circle right up overhead. Breath out, dive over the legs. Inhale, come up halfway. Let's bend the knees, plant the hands, and step to plank. In plank, take your knees down to the mat. Lift your chest, bring your shoulders away from your cheeks. Inhale here. Once you're on your belly, press your right hand down, roll onto the back. Give yourself a moment in Shavasana, so simply lay down on your back. All this talking makes me thirsty. There we go. Making a little adjustment here. Hi, everyone. You should see my contraption. You would not be impressed. Or maybe you would. As you lay on the mat, on your back, tune into your breath. Notice if there's any change in your breath and the quality of it, in the heat of your body. All of it is good. Someone told me that this morning. All of it is good. Thank you, Tam. And then just from here, just to open up a little bit into the low back, just to give us some space, just slowly do bend your legs. Separate your feet about the distance of your hips, and then let your knees lean on each other. Make any adjustment you need. Don't just simply go there and say, what's this going to do? Shift your shoulders down. Draw your chin in, whatever you need to feel supported and space. Another 2 big breaths. Let them nourish you. And let the exhales ground you, release you. And then just heel toe your feet so that they're a little more closer together. Bring your right knee in towards your chest. Interlace your fingers. Just below the knee. If you've got a sensitive right knee, just catch on behind your knee, right into that sweaty little knee joint. And then extend the left leg long. The left foot is flexed, wind relieving pose. Take a big breath in, and without lifting the outer right hip, press the knee in towards you. Make small circles to find just that right sweet spot that you need. And then pressing through the heel, take a big breath in. Point your right toes and then draw in. Find that nice compression point where you feel there's space. You can bring the back of your right hip towards the mat. All right, upper body is doing a small amount of work, not like Hulk work. Just kind of holding everything in place. Letting the shoulder blades really press down. And we will stay here for another 4 breaths. Just as much as you're activating the right leg, you're working on that. The left leg is extending. 2 more breaths. And then 1 more. Right, I did say early on that I was going to try to do some yin that doesn't require many props. You might need one here, maybe a strap or a small towel to extend the length of your arms a little bit more. But coming into a half happy baby, you could keep your left leg straight or bend it, and you might only know once you're in it what your body needs. So just take the knee out a little wider. Take the right knee out a little wider. Bring your right arm to the inside. Lift your right foot and flex it. Wrap your fingers around the pinky toe edge. Some of you might prefer the big toe. Or if you have a strap or a small towel, then you can just wrap that in there too. Wrap that around your foot and so you can get a good hold of it. All right, once you've got that hold, let the outer thigh, right, or the inner thigh, kind of travel over the bony part of the front of your hip so that it's really a little bit more to the outside. And then do bring the knee in a little bit once you created that right space. Okay, as you pull the knee and the hip downward, the heel pushes up and the toes tip down. So So you could use your left hand to really keep that left hip grounded. Some of you might prefer the grounding action of bending your left leg, and then maybe even opening the knee out to the side. So it could be a little bit sloppier. And then taking the next 5 to 6 breaths. Sometimes the surface muscles get a little bit more relaxed, a little bit more open, and you could have to kind of press the inner part of your right leg a little further away from you. Make sure that your shoulders are not working overtime. Your chest is relaxed. And often just tuning into the breath will help you see if you're working unnecessary in another part of your body. Let's take another 2 breaths. Last one. And then all together we will bend the left leg if you didn't choose to do so yet. Cross your right foot over. Let the knee open out. And here, again, to thread the needle, either bring the leg to you. You can interlace your fingers behind only your left leg. If you are super tight, take your towel. If you don't have a strap, take your towel around the leg. And then just be sure that you can bring your upper body down comfortable. Right? If you've got a strap in your hands or a towel, see if you can set your elbows down. And once you're there, see if you can push your left leg into the hands or into the towel, so that, I'm going to exaggerate it, but so that you can roll your hips down so that that little lift in the low lumbar is present. So you're not stamping the low back down. There's that natural curve. And then maybe you pull in. If I haven't mentioned it before, make sure your right foot is flexed. That protects this double bend, the sickling of the right knee. Notice if your chin is pulling up, that's creating tension in the neck. See if you can walk the back of your head a little further in, even tuck the chin, right? Nobody minds a double chin in quarantine. We're probably all going to come out with one. Can you hear your breath as well as feel it? Fill up the space of your body with your inhale. Slowly release your exhale. 2 more breaths. We got 1 more. And now keep your legs bent in this way. Just place your left foot onto the ground. And you may or may not need a block or that dictionary. You may or may not need it on the left side of your body. Let's see. Okay, so open up your arms into a T. Okay, you want to press your left foot down and pick your hips up. We're going to enter into a little bit of a twist with this funny shape of our legs. Just take your right hip to the right border of your mat and put it right down. Okay, and now looking to the left, start to let your left leg, keep it bent, let it fall towards the ground on the left. So you're in this twist. So there's so many different hips and bodies and whatnot. This funny step in the legs could feel terrible. So you could take a block and put it underneath your left leg, right? That might solve the problem so you're not going as far. You could put it underneath just the foot that's kind of crossed over rather than the leg. Maybe you work your bottom hip a little further back, right? And maybe this really just doesn't work for you, right? Even when you lift your arm up. And if that's the case, uncross your legs, lift your knees. So you're just going to do a traditional supine twist, like sandwiching your legs together. like to look towards my right hand and I dial the arm up a little higher, but that might not work for you. Right? Or maybe even take your left hand and just open up that space a little bit more. Sometimes just the act of sliding your hand onto the right upper thigh, just feeling that skin pulling away from the hip. And then sometimes just laying there, soft, letting the belly float up and down. Feels pretty good too. If looking towards your right hand is bothering your neck, either look to the ceiling or even look towards your left hand. Keep your breath with you. Stay in the pose. Okay, let's hold this twist for another 3 breaths. Two more. One last one. Look towards the ceiling. Before you go anywhere, step your right foot to the right side of the mat and then just wiggle your way back to center mat, landing in that neutral position once again. So your feet wide, knees together. And then just try to let that sensation fade from the body. Your breath. Let's heel toe the feet back together. Bring your left knee in, interlace your fingers just below the knee or right into the knee crack, and then extend the right leg long. Push through the heel, the right foot is flexed. Draw the knee in and then find just that right spot. So sometimes it's a little wider, sometimes it's in line with the left shoulder or with the chest. Wind relieving pose, push through the right heel, take a big breath in, and then compress. Okay, just a little bit of yang in this yin pose. The muscles of the right leg are engaged, the heel presses through. Keeping the shoulders towards the mat, a little farther from your ears. It takes a little bit of work there in the chest, just a tiny bit. We'll hold here for another 3 to 4 breaths. Breathe intention into the pose. One more breath. And then into that half happy baby. Shift the left knee over to the side just slightly. Let the left arm come to the inside. If you use a strap on the first side, you might need it on this side. Do the same thing. Either strap around the foot, arm is a little bit more on the inside, and then don't be shy to use your opposite hand to kind of really press the leg out of the way. Your right leg could be straight, your right hand could ground you, or even arm down. You can bend the knee. Know that your right knee can go a little bit sloppy to the side. Thigh bone pressing down without letting the left hip curl up. So stay grounded. How you can stay grounded one way is just as much as you're pulling down. So notice, exaggerate pulling down with no grounding. You'll notice the bum kind of rolls right up. So you need to counter that. So you need to kind of press down so the foot is pressing into the hand. The hand is pulling down equally. the awareness to the breath once you feel you're in your target zone. And then once you're in your target zone, breathe in such a way that allows that target zone to radiate out. So the sensation is not this tiny little pinpoint, but as you relax into the posture, as you breathe into the intention of the pose, the sensation radiates outward. Let's take another 4 breaths. And let's take another breath in here together. If your leg is straight, your right leg is straight, slide the foot in so the leg is bent. Cross your left foot over. Flex the left foot into threading the needle. Hips are heavy as you bring the leg in. And again, either a strap or towel. Head and shoulders come down. Create as much comfort in the upper body as you can. The neckline is long. Push your leg into the hand so that you're able to rock the pelvis away from you. And then pull in. Don't let it feel like you're struggling with your own body. Let your breath flood the area and let your body tell you where it can go today. The more you relax into it, the more your body will allow itself to open. Right leg slightly to the right. Hold the pose. Keep guiding your breath. We're going to be here for another 4 breaths. The hands so the right foot can step down. And if you know already in your hips that this little funky crossing into a twist doesn't serve you, you can guide your body right into a regular supine twist. Otherwise, push your right foot down, pick the hips up, put the left hip on the left edging of your mat. Let the right leg fall to the right. Right, your left foot could step down, but that might be more than you need. You could put a book underneath there or underneath your outer leg. And walk your shoulders over to the right a little bit more, and then choose whatever arm shape your body likes. Choose the direction that your face can turn into. Stack knees and maybe even place a book between your knees if that feels better. Don't lose the connection with your breath. Check on that subtle movement on your belly. The back of your heart melting towards your yoga mat. And we will hold this pose with breath for another 4 breaths. Last two. Last one. Look to the ceiling. Step your left foot to the left side of the mat. Bring yourself back to center. Shift your hips to the center line of your mat. Walk your feet in. I'm just going to squeeze one more pose in. Coming into a Supta Baddha Konasana. The soles of your feet together, your heels as close towards your pubic bone as you can get. And you may prefer to have some support, either rolled up towels or two books to the outer thighs. Wiggle your shoulders down. Right hand onto the belly, left hand by the chest. Close your eyes, chin in. And then guiding the breath into the belly. Let it climb all the way up into the ribs, into your chest. Fill right up. Take a little bit more air in. And then slowly release the breath. Hold empty. Inhale just to the belly. Pause. Inhale a little bit more into the ribs. Pause. Lift the breath into your chest. Pause. And we're going to hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slow exhale. Completely empty. Hold empty. 3-part breathing 2 more times. Into the belly. Gentle pause. Into the rib cage. Feel it expand. Pause. Into your chest. Fill up a little bit more. We're going to be here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slow exhale. Find empty. Hold empty. Hold empty. Hold. Inhale to the belly. Lift to the ribs. Lift to your chest. Hold the breath. If you need to, take a little bit more air in. Hold the breath for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale it out. Hands to the outer thighs. Let your knees come back together. Either taking a Shavasana with your knees bent, the feet wide, knees together, or slide your legs long. Extend the body into final Shavasana. Relax your shoulders down. Close your eyes. Allow the breath to flow in and out a little bit more naturally. Unfortunately, on Instagram, they kind of cut out after 1 hour. They've already left us. But if you've joined me here on Facebook, please stay in your Shavasana longer, right? Especially, or hopefully, your kids are staying quiet. And even if they're not, show them how you can be at peace and calm, even in these times that are a little less peaceful, a little less calm, a whole lot uncertain. All right, but what I know is certain is that we have a beautiful, beautiful community of yogis that include each and every one of you. So thank you for your practice today and all the practices you've been squeezing in with all the beautiful teachers we have. And have a beautiful weekend. Namaste.